We are going live. Hey, everybody, it's showtime. Showtime, and I'm a giant nerd. All right.
Do. Oh, yeah.
Ready to go live. Hello, everybody. It's a dinosaur. His name's Rex and blah, 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 bloop. Do. Yeah! This episode is sponsored by Quack Alert. They are ridiculously in love with ducks. I have no clue why, but you know what? It's cool. Hey, everybody. I know.
Best intro I've ever seen.
I have
Ready
too much
to
fun.
go live, boop, boop, bleep, play it, blah.
Well, before I created like the intro, it used to just be just the awkwardness of just, okay, we're going live and I'm waiting for it and I'm watching for it and it's like do and I'm just like I don't know why, but every time that's kind of how it started when I was warming up people and everything. But yeah,
That's how I feel about all of my streams that I do. I'm always like, I don't know why. Multiple times a stream, I'm like, why do you people watch me? I am so strange.
I think that's the reason why people do though. And I mean, because we have fun. I mean, look at all these beautiful people that are in here already. Hey folks, it's Chris from the Charity Board Gamer. I am beyond excited because I get to hang out with Paula Deming. If you haven't seen Paula Deming, which the question now is why, you should go check out Things Get Dicey. You should check out this game is broken. You should check out some of the latest stuff from what is it? What is the thing with Rodney?
I'm doing on Watch It Played On the Radar. I do a top 10 monthly countdown video, one of the 3 that happens there every month called On the Radar. And sometimes I make cameos in the other videos. And oh boy, get ready for a reveal right now. A brand new series on Watch It Played starring little old me. Starring, that was a weird way to refer to it.
No,
I got really secret and intimate. Pulled my microphone real close. New series coming for Watch It Played. Me. Keep an eye out for it. Heard it here second. You heard it here second because he announced it on his Patreon already, but see, why? Forgot. Why are you all watching?
You forgot though that you were wearing a Doctor Who shirt, which of course the Gallifrey Gals.
Yes, that's
very
true.
Cool.
I'm drinking out of a Gallifrey Gals mug. I
love it.
Yep. I do that too.
All right, folks, that was the show. Thanks for coming and joining us. No.
Yep. The hustle is.
And you forgot the Death by Monsters podcast. You forgot.
And Death by Monsters.
Yep, got to remember that because that is enjoyable hearing the weird legends and stuff.
Thank you.
That happened. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of hang out tonight. We're just gonna talk a little bit about Paula, her journey as an actor, and also just being a board game personality, as well as just the all around awesome person that she is. And,
that's nice.
I thought that'd be good. And then we're going to talk about an event that's coming up this weekend that she's actually a part of. She's going to be helping out. Is it Friday night or is it Saturday?
It's Saturday morning. Saturday morning for me. So depending on where you are in the world, dear viewer, it could be afternoon or late afternoon for you, but morning for me.
And there's a lot of great people on here. There's Gamecasters is on here.
Hello.
Of course, Sass is on here.
Sass Queen.
Kestrel, Hornets.
Kestrel.
Hornus is on here. Chopped
Hornus.
Dan.
Dan.
Kentucky Fried Dice. Jilly Pie. Realty 59. The amazing and wonderful. And I'm going to say this special before I highlight this name. I want to tell you about this one person who started following me back last year or so. Just a gentleman, just super kind, very, very, very caring, and has an awesome Twitch channel. It is this
Legal
person
Conrad.
Right here.
That's what I thought. I was like, This sounds a lot like Conrad.
Yep. Conrad is just awesome. And of course, Amanda Panda, just a phenomenal person as well. But yeah, all of you people, you're just everyone. Wonderful. Thanks for coming in here. We got Kids Planning, Jilly Pie. And if I didn't say your name, please forgive me because I can't read that fast. So yeah. But so tell us a little bit for us, and here I'll just quickly. Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Paula will be playing D&D for givers and gamers.
Yeah, I'm playing. Well, we'll get to it, but I'm playing a Bard Tiefling. We'll talk about it more later, probably. I'm not the host, so I don't want to segue too early into a topic.
Good. The whole point of this is for us to be able to be laid back and have fun. I mean, that's what I want for all my guests. So that's if you want to take over the show, you're welcome to take over the show.
Great. Welcome, everyone. This is now my show. Welcome. My name is Paula. I'm welcoming my guest, Chris, here. And we're going to talk about some fun things, a charity event we're both taking part in this weekend, actually, and also some board game stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds good. Yeah.
Chris, we'll start off with your acting career, if you want to talk about that and how you got into acting and like how that's going for you. Do you feel like a failure or do you feel like you're making progress?
You know, my mom always said I had a face for radio. That's what I. There's and so I kind of.
That's like a bless your heart kind of moment, isn't it?
That was definitely that. That was that, and she was a Southern girl. She was from Newport News, Virginia. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, you can do some things good. She wasn't like that parent that's like, you're special and everything is going to be special. No, it was more like, we're realist. This is the truth.
Here's the things. Here are the things. What did my mom say about me? She said something to the effect of, I'm going to get the wording wrong, but I remember when she told me she used to describe me this way. I was like, really? Yeah, I get it. She said, Paula marches to the beat of her own drum and like a completely different band, like totally off tempo from everyone else. Like, yeah, that's about right.
Well, I have to say the one thing that I've enjoyed, I know that you've done some acting and some stuff over there, but the things that I've thoroughly enjoyed is just how well you've done with the board game community, getting involved and making these amazingly fun segments for Things Get Dicey. But what kind of got you started in board games? Were there a lot of games present at home when you were growing up, or?
We had, a fair amount of board games. I don't know how to compare. It felt to me, I was like, we all drummed to Paula's beat. That's right. Hi, Grand Two. To me, it seemed like a normal amount of board games because it was the amount that we had. I don't know now how it compared to other people's collections. I wouldn't have even called it a collection at that point, but we had a lot of board games that my mom had from growing up. So we had like my mom's copy of Monopoly, my mom's copy of Clue, which we still have. It's very old. The box is completely falling apart. So some classic games that my mother grew up with. And then, we had a lot of junior versions of games. We had a junior Monopoly. We had the Game of Life, probably your classic mass market games. I had Cootie and Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit and Mall Madness and, stuff like that. And we played them a lot, actually. We played a fair amount of board games. And even as I got older, my favorite was always Clue. And I would like act out Clue, basically. We would play it and then it'd be like, and now we're going to act it out. We're going to act out the board game Clue.
Is that where you got your acting bug originally?
I feel like it is indicative of the fact that I had an acting bug, if nothing else, that I was just always wanting to. I was also, I don't know, did every kid do this? Did you do this? I would also like watch a movie and then afterwards with my friends act out the movie. Is that a normal kid thing?
Yeah, I mean, you think about it with toys and stuff like that, like you'd have the action figures and stuff. And I mean, for me, whenever you'd watch something like Star Wars, of course you're wanting to be a Jedi and you're like, oh, I've got a lightsaber now. And of course it's a stick of wood, but it's like, all right, we're going to hit each other with sticks and pray that nobody gets hurt. And then later on, some kids crying, usually me, but it was just, it's one of those things where you just had fun. And like, I remember, I think my favorite thing growing up as a kid was kind of like doing hide and go seek type stuff where there was cops and robbers and all that stuff. And so with the fake laser guns. And so,
I think though that all of that inclination that we have as kids is what made me really enjoy playing Clue. And I actually really loved the Game of Life as well. Because I liked like creating the little story of like, okay, now this is my career. And now I have, now I've got my spouse who I've put in the little car and, oh, now I've landed on the space. Now we've had a baby. You roll to see like, oh, we had twins. You put them in your little car and you run. I'd like in my head, imagine the whole story of the life of my little car in the Game of Life. Yeah.
Interesting.
So the thing that has always appealed to me about board games is the narrative. And that really is what, as I got more into what I would call hobby gaming, that really, I think, has continued to shine through. So, once I left home and I didn't have access to my mother's essentially board game collection anymore. I mean, I kept playing Clue all in high school. I remember making my high school boyfriend come over and play Clue with me. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to play Clue. But then I went for a while without really playing much of anything. And then I met my now partner, who was still into board games and had grown up being very into like heavier games that no one really wanted to play with him, like BattleTech and stuff like that. Heavy, thick rule book scenario. It takes like 2 hours to set up the game kind of games. And he had a copy of Betrayal at House on the Hill because he wanted to get Arkham Horror, but then he realized like, no, I think this is the story. I might be getting it wrong. He realized like, no one's going to probably want to play this with me. It's like a 6-hour game, but I could get this other one that seems really like easy to dive into. And I remember the first time we played that game together, Betrayal at House on the Hill. And I was just like, it's like Clue, but better. Like I'm a character. I'm solving like a little mystery that's being revealed as we flip over the tiles. It's like dripping with atmosphere. I was the traitor in the haunt and I won. And I was like, let's just keep playing this forever and ever. And that's really what got me really back into playing board games and looking very much for board games that gave me that feeling of I get to play a character. And then as I've gotten more and more experienced in the hobby or playing more things, I realize now like I also really like games that are a puzzle I have to solve or, things like that. So whereas originally I would have absolutely described myself as like, I'm an Ameritrash gamer. Give me theme, give me minis, give me dice rolls, give me big, exciting moments. That's what I want. I don't want Euros. I don't want any of that. But now I'm like, oh, wow, Red Cathedral was such a delightful. I loved moving the dice around the rondel and action selection and flipping this tile over. And like, there's no story in a game like that. No. But I've learned that I can find a lot of satisfaction now in the puzzle solving aspect of games as well. So I'm an omni gamer now is what I'm trying to say. Is that a long-winded way to answer your question?
No, it was good. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody else enjoyed it as well. I think the thing I loved the most was Jilly Pie's comment, which I highlighted a little while ago. It says, Paul's rating for all games. How does it compare to Clue?
That is so true. It actually legitimately is. I'm like, I'm always like after a deeper version of Clue. We have games. Sorry, I want to pop out the chat here so I can see it. There we go. We got this game early in our collection, Mystery at the Abbey, because it was like, oh, it's like Clue, but it's for games. And we don't play it a lot because it's kind of prone to human error because there's a lot of variables you have to figure out in that game. But then recently, for my birthday, Matthew Jude actually got me a copy of Awkward Guests, which is this game it's a deduction game. Like, it's basically Clue. You're trying to figure out who killed the host of this mansion. And you have all these guests, these awkward guests who are in the house, and you're getting information to logic out like who had access to the weapon based on the evidence found on the body and who had the path they could make from here to there in the house to get to the scene of the crime in time. And it was like, this is it. This is the thing that scratches my Clue itch, but isn't like roll and move. So
RPG Rambler is wondering, are you big on Mysterium then?
I've only played Mysterium a couple of times. I do really like it. A thing that I think is fascinating about Mysterium and games like that, like Dixit and other things, is you really learn how people's brains work when you play a game like that, or rather you learn whether or not they work like yours. Because you put down a card and you're like, they're going to get it. They're going to get that I'm talking about the typewriter in this card. And instead everyone else is going, it's green like the poison. And I'm like, no, that's not like, because different people look like process information differently. In a game like Mysterium, you really see how people are processing visual information, which I find really interesting. Yeah,
I like that. No, what I remember for me, Clue was always one of my favorites as well as a family, and to the point where like I was a big Hitchcock fan. And I loved Clue. So I actually have it was a Hitchcock skinned version of Clue.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, where it's actually got Jimmy Stewart from his role in his role in Rear Window. And then, of course, it's got Marnie. It's got just like all the different weapons and everything are all related to all the Hitchcock films. But yeah, it is by far one of my favorite games. I mean, still playing games like that with the kids is kind of what they do. Yeah. I mean, they play Monopoly left and right. I think we have like 15 different versions of Monopoly. 2 of them are Pokemon. So.
I had a really fun like Monopoly Junior game when I was a kid that was like instead of being in like a city, I guess you're in a like a circus. And so I just remember being like circus or amusement. It was amusement park. That's what it was. Amusement park themed. And the junior version was more fun because as a kid, obviously it was just easier for me to grasp as a kid. But I've learned now that we played Monopoly wrong when we played with my family. They would just deal out the property cards randomly and then we just start to play, which is, I guess, not how you're supposed to play. You're supposed to bid on the pieces, the spots when you land on them.
Yeah, the way that we used to play growing up was there was like $500 in the middle of free parking, and when you were in the middle of the board, and when you hit free parking, you took that. Any of the taxes would go in there.
That's how we played too.
And so you're like, oh my gosh, and then it becomes this long game because everybody's like,
because no one ever goes bankrupt.
Yeah, nobody goes bankrupt at all. And what's crazy too is I remember when I was reading about it when they made the game. The person actually didn't want there to be any hotels. The idea was for it to be a lesson that, that there is actual financial struggles. And that was the whole point of the game, was to actually kind of be a lesson. And instead it's become a nightmare sometimes. But yeah, no, what's been the game though, that's been hitting the table a lot right now? I know with everything going on with COVID and stuff, luckily you have a partner there that you're able to play games with, and you're not too far from close friends. And so what has been the game that's kind of like, okay, this is the one that's going to hit the table the most? I know it's hard sometimes to go back to the games that we've played before because we're constantly playing new games and things of that nature. God bless, it's a blessing. But at the same time, sometimes we don't get that time to say, okay, now we can go back to Cartographers, or we can go back to playing something that we've enjoyed before. So
what's been getting a lot of plays? Let me think. Well, we just got we backed the Bloodborne Kickstarter, and we just got that. So we just played that like 3 or 4 times in a row very recently. So that's probably that's gotten to the table. Honestly, this has been digitally though. I've been playing a lot of Cartographers digitally. I love Cartographers a lot. That, and I've been playing a lot of Targi as well. Again, it's like that one again digitally. Playing that mostly digitally, and I really love that one. Yes, my partner's in the chat right now saying Paula knows my game that hits the table the most. He's obsessed with this miniatures game right now called Infinity, and that is on our table all the time. I don't really play it though.
Yeah, I mean, I play Cartographers quite a bit, and I've got my colored pencils in the box all the time when I'm playing. Nice. So I'm ready. Like, we're going to be playing it on Saturday, and we're going to be playing the Heroes expansion. So I'm excited to try that out. But
there's something. This is when I was like, oh, I really do like the puzzle, because there's not really a story with Cartographers, but there is something about putting little polyomino shapes and filling in a grid that I am just like, it makes my brain light up. I'm like, yeah, like
it's like Tetris. It's really exactly. What it feels like. Yeah, it's was it Jilly Pie says I've been playing Cartographers solo mode frequently, but I need to get it digitally. Jilly Pie, 6 o'clock Saturday, Eastern Standard. We're going to be giving away 3 digital copies to Cartographers. So, So if you're interested, we'll be doing that, and we're doing a live play of the game, and we'll have a map of the latest expansion for everybody to play. So if you want to try to win a copy, come on, join us.
I want one. I've been playing it on Tabletopia a lot.
Yeah.
Which is how I play most of my games these days, honestly, is digitally. I feel lucky. Matthew Jude and I stream games for Gen Con every Wednesday. And so we're every week picking something out digitally through Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator and getting to play it. And it's really allowed me to play so many different games that I would never have had the access to play before publishers were really investing in putting games up on those platforms. And it's been really good for me. Yeah.
How have you liked the virtual scene? I mean, the fact that you're able to do that right now with Matthew Jude, that's pretty awesome. But like a perfect example, convention season last year really was non-existent except for Gamma and I think Dice Tower West. So what kind of was it for you during those convention times? How did you still be able to? How did you get chances to still see content and still see these games before they came out? And how did you like the virtual experience?
It's mostly just through like, oh, is this on Tabletopia now? Cool, let's check it out. And I'll say like it takes time to adjust to them. And I feel a little lucky because Matthew and I were already figuring out how to play those games digitally before the pandemic happened because we were already living really far apart from each other. And so we were like, oh, if we want to play games together, we have to do it this way. So we had kind of a leg up when everyone else was suddenly like, oh, I need to figure out how to play stuff on Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator because we had already been doing it. And I'll say, man, at first it's like wading through mud trying to figure out how to use platforms. Because you're like, in real life, I can just like flip this card over. But you're on some of these digital platforms. You're like, okay, how do I move my screen? And how do I grab the card? And what do I... And it's different in Tabletop Simulator than it is in Tabletopia, than it is in Board Game Arena, than it is in, all the other platforms. But I really think if you can, the first few games I played on Tabletop Simulator, I was just like, it felt like I was trying to play them through like a fog, But once I adjusted and really got used to, oh, these are the buttons I need to push, I can almost trick myself into feeling like I'm playing an actual game in real life. It's never the same, and I will always prefer a game in real life. But what I really say, if you are trying to get games played and you can't get it done in real life right now, push through and try to just pick one of the platforms and try to learn it, because I really think it's worth doing. A lot of them do a nice job. And like, those games often set themselves up for you. You don't have to do the setup or the teardown. You go, oh, I want to play this 2-player, and you click a button and it's set up, and you're like, cool. I didn't have to sort through a deck. It did it for me.
Yeah, I think the one thing I've enjoyed about something like Tabletop Simulator is the fact that if I were to go on there right now, publishers have actually put their own mods versions of the games for people to be able to play, and you can search for them on Steam, look for them. Like, I think there's some new ones. I mean, Restoration had their own Unmatched series on there. Where you
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and it's nice because you've just got to learn some of the technical things. I know I learned Tabletopia first, and then I went to Tabletop Simulator. So like, I'm pressing the space bar, which is supposed to zoom, but it resets the screen. Oh, it resets the whole screen, and I'm just like, what the crap's wrong with me? So I'm like trying to figure it out. But yeah, it's the only thing that I've ever noticed that can be tedious sometimes is if you try to play a stacking game.
Yes, that's anything you have to put cards stacked on top of each other, or like just forget about it. Play that. If you like, it's some games are like, this just isn't going to work digitally, unfortunately. But some it work. Cartographers works really well, for example.
Cartographers, thank goodness, is just it's an easier game to really address. Like, what's some of the other games that you've enjoyed other than like on the virtual format?
Let's see. Gosh, I just played Zularetto yesterday on Tabletopia. That worked really well. I played Red Cathedral on Tabletopia. That worked really well. What else has been like particularly good? Actually, the Board Game Arena version of The Crew. It's only the first 10 missions, but that works really well because it does a lot of automatic kind of sorting and dealing for you, which is nice. What else is it? Carcassonne. There's some really good Carcassonne script on Tabletop Simulator. I don't think it's official though, so I didn't say that. It's like a bootleg copy. But
James is saying, I think this is the first time I heard Paula speak candidly, and it's weird. But
here I am. Rambling on.
No, it's good. I love it. I love it because it's nice. I mean, I think we had a fun time, of course, last Saturday, and then like we've done the past 2 Renegade Cons, doing like I've done the game show thing for Renegade Con for the past 2 ones, and it was nice because you were on, and it's a lot of fun to do those things. I think people really enjoyed yours and Mike's dynamic throughout the whole show.
It was really fun. I still have, at one point in that, I ripped up bits of paper and threw them. I have not cleaned them up. They're literally still on my floor here around me. That said, that's part of Zombicide.
Yeah.
I got mad and it's still just, you can see why my room is a mess. I don't pick anything up.
Yep. And then, what was it? Let's see here. Here it is. Yeah. The quote that happened at that moment. Yep. It's fine. And then you're just like,
It's fine. Whatever. That was so fun. That was such a good group. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and here's Julie's in here from Greenbrier Games.
Hi, Julie.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Was it they just got done with Lost Ones, which is really good. And I think they're about to do the Pledge Manager for that. That's one. Have you had the chance to play that one yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you need to play that one. I think you'd enjoy that because of the story. Like, Julie's put a lot of time and effort into this whole story. We
have Folklore the Affliction, and that's got a great, the whole story aspect of that. So yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that about the Lost Ones.
No, yeah, it's nice. I agree with you. Like, that story is so. Thank you, Ross. Oh, I'm putting this up here. Let's see here. Thank you, Ross. And
thank you.
Yeah, I decided to get. I don't know why. It's cold up. It's cold here in West Virginia. There, that's perfect. Oh, it's like a beautiful mustache. It's wonderful. Hold on. Yep. There we go. And this is what we do on interviews, folks. This is how we...
Board game, serious business.
Yes, that's right. It's a serious business here. Good day, sir. Good day.
It's very serious. We're not here to play. We're here to win.
Yes. And I'm going to go to a board game convention to win all the tournaments and play really well and defeat the opponent soundly. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Oh, crazy.
Oh, boy.
So tell us what is going on. I'm going to pull up real quick the thing that we're going to talk about tonight as well. Okay. Just so we can do it and just kind of scroll through it and have fun. But yeah, tell us about what you're up to, because we're both getting involved with Ronald McDonald House. What kind of got you involved? Let everybody know kind of how that all kind of came about.
One of the organizers, Jillian, is a friend from college, actually, and reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm doing this Givers and Gamers event. Would you want to be a part of it?" And talked about how there's going to be a D&D game. And I was like, yes, I do want to do that. So that's how I got involved in the Ronald McDonald House. I think is such a cool organization. For people who aren't familiar with what Ronald McDonald House does, if you're a family where your kid needs medical treatment, and maybe it's the kind of thing where you've needed to go to a different place because that's where the children's hospital is, where that has the best options. Excuse me, I hit my microphone. That has the best options for treatment. Now suddenly you're away from home, you're away from your family. Like, what are you going to do? So they provide a house that family members can live in while they're nearby, while their child is undergoing treatment. And I just think it's just the coolest thing. And so that's what Ronald McDonald House does. And so this event this weekend, Givers and Gamers, is going to benefit the Ronald McDonald House of the Bluegrass, which is great because I'm from North Carolina originally. And so that's all that area of the country. I mean, this is based in Lexington, Kentucky, I believe. But yeah, it's just like a close to home kind of a thing. And if I get to play D&D and help, hopefully raise some money for this charity, then I'm pretty excited about that. So the D&D is called the Arena of Generosity, I believe. Jilly Pie, tell me if I have that wrong. And basically what we're going to be doing is a one-shot D&D like arena combat session. And I'll mention him again, Matthew Jude, who's my board game partner, is also playing, and we're going to be on the Kentucky Fried Dice Twitch channel. So you see in chat there. So that channel. And basically we're going to be playing this like really tough combat situation. And the chat is going to be able to donate money to help us like not die. Grant us little item drops, I think, heals, or maybe I get to have a short rest, things like that. And it's Matthew Judes in there says, "I'm going to die instantly." No, the chat's going to save us. And I'm playing a bard tiefling. Her name is Sonnet. And I'm going to look up all kinds. I'm going to have a list of things that I'm going to look up good insults for, some hellish rebuke or not hellish rebuke. I'm learning my spells. I'm going to have stuff. I'm going to spit rhymes and quote Shakespeare and who knows what else is a bard, So
now that I would like the quoting Shakespeare and maybe throw in some Moliere, because supposedly Moliere wrote some of those plays too. So
or one could argue, Edward de Vere, perhaps doing that stuff. Christopher Marlowe, who knows? Who knows? Sounds
like something that people should probably listen to in a podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, if they had a podcast, maybe it could be called Death by Monsters. That maybe did an episode about the identity of Shakespeare and whether or not any codes were left in his plays. They could find that wherever they find podcasts. Death by Monsters.
Yeah, chat's gonna save us. Don't rely on chat too strongly.
And who?
And of course, Conrad says, "I believe."
I believe. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really fun to play, and there are gonna be other players as well. It's not just me and Matthew, but it's gonna be a really good time, and that's at 10 a.m. Saturday Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. GMT. I think.
Yeah, let me pull up. I'll pull up the schedule and I'll put that on the
6
screen. Let's see here. I'm gonna stop that screen, and I'll share the actual screen for the events real quick. Let's see here. Clickety things and stuff and things and things and stuff. Do. I don't know if this is the right thing, but hopefully it is. There it is. Yes. Okay. Got it. All right.
That was beautiful.
Thank you very much. All right, so we've got on here, we've got all these different things that are going on, which is really cool because when you click on this, you can actually click on the Twitch channel and the Twitch little link and go straight to it to actually watch it on Twitch. You can actually register for different tournaments on here, which is nice. There's different prizes and everything. And of course, you got to have some people acting a little sus with some Among Us, which is going to be fun. Sushi Go, they're going to be games where people can learn how to play the games using Board Game Arena. It's just awesome. I think your day 2, let's see here.
Yes,
Area of Generosity.
Celebrity edition.
Yep.
I don't know who the celeb is. It's not me. I hope they got, like Chris, who's going to be in this Dungeons and Dragons movie? It's one of the Chris's. Someone tell me in chat, right?
Is Hemsworth going to be in it?
That might be it.
Because I mean,
who is in Wonder Woman? Is that Hemsworth?
Chris Pine.
I think it's Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Yep.
Chris Pine, the celebrity for the event on Saturday. Is that true? You're gonna have to show up to find out. If you donate enough money, maybe he'll show.
Maybe.
Is that dishonest?
Right. Jillian, you're going to have to work really hard tomorrow to make something magically happen now. And of course, Ross says, I hear Jeremy Irons is showing up.
Of course. If you haven't seen Jeremy Irons' Dungeons & Dragons movie, the first half is gold. The second half, it falls apart a little.
Yeah, it falls apart like my first campaign. Yeah, nothing but ones being rolled. You think Sass Queen thinks it's Henry Cavill.
Thinking. She just wants The Witcher to show up, basically.
I mean, who doesn't want it? I mean, I have to say,
I do want it.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill. Oof. Okay. I could definitely watch The Witcher some more. That was a good show.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, surprising enough, I liked him more in The Witcher, and I liked him more in than in Mission Impossible. I forget which one it was, the one that he did. Than he did in the Superman Dawn of Justice one. I think the first one he did a really good job. I think that was good, but I felt like they crammed a lot into Batman versus Superman. I felt like there was so much, and it really wasn't a Superman sequel. That's kind of how it felt. So hopefully they'll give Superman an actual sequel that will be all Henry Cavill. That's kind of how it's going to be.
We'll have to see.
Yep,
what they do.
Yep, maybe, and of course Jeremy Irons. More Jeremy Irons, of course.
More Jeremy Irons.
And Sass, of course, is saying, yeah.
I'm drinking tea right now. This is Earl Grey, which is often what I'm drinking, and I'm trying to put no honey in my tea anymore, but I did put just a little in this.
Why not? Why no honey?
I'm just trying to cut down on the amount of sugar I have because I have a real sweet tooth, so I have probably just a lot of sugar in my diet. I'm like, if I can drink my tea without it, then I should be. But I also want to enjoy life, so it's a tricky balance, to find there. Yeah.
And of course, people are saying Joe. I always say his name wrong. Joe Manganiello. I don't know if I said that right.
Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If he's watching, that's amazing. So,
come join us, Joe. If you're watching,
him and Matthew Lillard and
And,
yep. Oh gosh, I think even Tobey Maguire's into it now. So for D&D and stuff,
pretty cool. D&D is cool again.
Well, I mean, it never wasn't. It wasn't. It was never. Yeah, it was never not cool. I think it's just that people are finally past that era of, oh, it's the devil. You got to watch out for it. It's going to warp your children's minds, so just like video games and music. No.
Yeah, I wish I had discovered D&D so much earlier. Like middle school, Paula would have loved. I mean, imagine me acting out the board game Clue. It's basically I'm there. I'm D&D and I'm tabletop role playing already. I wish I had discovered more things like that when I was younger. I would have really liked it a lot.
Yep, and the Mullet Show said I played D&D in the 80s. It's been uncool before, believe me. See, I always love how what's River Cuomo from Weezer, like that song In the Garage, where he's like, I've got my Dungeon Master's Guide, my favorite poster of Kiss on the wall and stuff like that. So, that's just like, I love it. But yeah, James, why'd you waste your youth playing sports? Gosh.
Good question, James. How are your knees now?
Yeah, you wouldn't have knee problems. Wouldn't have knee problems sitting down playing D&D.
I didn't do sports, but I do have knee problems. So, unfortunately, sometimes you're fated to have bad knees, I guess.
Oh, check this out. Boom, right there.
Julie, I'm so jealous.
4th grade, so cool. I was never cool, so yeah. Actually, seriously, I just started learning D&D 2018. That's really when I started learning. Yeah, and it's been fun. I think the thing that I like the most about something like that is the storytelling aspect. Like there's a lot of depth, and then you get to play a character that maybe is more not your normal typical self.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm going to be this gung-ho, run into battle, sword like on fire, and just like try to cut through anything and then get killed in the next 5 minutes. But I'm going to do it because I want to be the impulsive character in the game.
Like I wouldn't do that in real life, but my character can because they're not real. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, Conrad, now I'm feeling bad.
Well, that's all right, Conrad. Just play more D&D or any tabletop RPG. Obviously, that is your proclivity is also fine. So,
goodness gracious. No, it's fun having you on here because it's just nice to be able to talk about just like board games, and of course, just be able to get excited for this weekend. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be fun. Well, what are you're streaming for? I say this again, like 18 hours one day.
18 hours on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. So sleep is not happening.
No.
And but I mean it's better than the 24-hour straight ones I've done before. There was Conrad could tell you that like right at one of the last live streams we did that night, he played with us. We played Dinosaur World, I think it is. Dinosaur World. And so I ended up having to I did the 1-chip challenge towards the end of the live stream. And that was just pleasant. So people are watching me play this game kind of crying in pain. And what's more ridiculous is that I had my wife and kids waxed my legs live. So there was another webcam directly down on my legs. And so I'm playing Power Rangers, the deck builder. And so I'm getting this stuff ripped off my legs. And of course, my kids are just like, yeah, let's do this. Rip.
Yeah, and they're like, yes.
Yeah, so I'm not doing anything crazy like this time.
Good, because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. yeah. So we had fun doing that type of stuff. But yeah, it'll be 22 hours for charity, and it's going to be a blast. We've already raised some that we'll be depositing soon. So it's going to be, yeah. It's it's a lot of fun to do. Oh, I am not a spoil sport. My legs. I'm not gonna lie. There's still spots all across my legs that has not grown back yet. There's still areas that have not grown back yet, and I'm concerned because I don't think they will. I mean, it's similar to like my hairline. After a while, when I shaved that first time, and then it just stopped growing in this certain area, and my wife's like, ew, and I'm like, yeah.
Well,
I'm glad you said yes a long time ago. So, yeah.
Now you're stuck.
No twerking. I want people to donate, not turn off the screen and run away in fear. So yeah. Conrad says 1 chip. I was laughing so hard.
Now,
yeah.
Excuse me for talking about not being cool. How exactly does this 1 chip challenge work? Is this like a hot sauce based thing?
It's about 0.5 of an ounce. The chip is. It's got like a dry rub to it. You got $50 for charity by twerking.
I witnessed that.
That's awesome, Seth. I think I saw that clip later, which was pretty cool. And yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like it's got like concentrated habanero, ghost pepper, all these different peppers. It's got it all in concentrate form. Reaper, that's it.
Carolina Reaper. Is Carolina Reaper? No, thank you.
Yeah, so it's concentrated in there. So they got Reaper and they got ghost pepper, and then it's like powdered. So it's very much like as soon as it touches your mouth, it burns. If you let it touch your lips, you're going to be in pain. And the idea behind it is you're supposed to see how long you can last with it in your mouth after chewing it. But like I had ice cream at the ready, and I had a sandwich. The one thing I will tell people, if you're going to do the 1 chip challenge, make sure you eat something like a sandwich with bread, because it actually helps line the stomach and does not let serious damage happen to it. Because a lot of people, good. Yeah, you don't feel it the rest of the day in your stomach, which is good. But yeah, it was definitely not a pleasant experience. I was in a good deal of pain.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, we raised. I kid you not, we raised over $3,300 for Extra Life.
Whoa!
For our hospital. So yeah, I set milestones, and I'm like, okay, if we hit this goal, I'll do something stupid. If we hit this goal, I'll do something else stupid. And guess what? We hit all the goals, and I'm like, all right. Yeah. So yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, if we can do a lot of good things for people, and if it means that people will donate and I will do something nutty or ridiculous, I'll do it. I mean,
I wonder what I could do that wouldn't be spicy food related. Because I tell you what, I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to spicy things.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, Steven's in here. He did it with Derek from Board Game House. They're an awesome Twitch channel, and they did it, and it was just wild because like I think Derek had like a half gallon of milk, and he was just drinking it straight. So, yeah. Conrad said he had a very pleasant experience watching me in pain. Great.
Sour. I could do sour me handlebars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to, as a kid. Did y'all have these, right? Warheads. I used to eat those all the time. They were so sour, and then once you got through the sour layer, they were lovely and sweet. This is gross. If you eat too many of those, they burn your tongue. It makes your tongue peel, which is a gross thing, but that's true. I never did the polar plunge, Jillian. Did you do that? There's a thing at our college, Appalachian State University, where they would do, I'm sure it's other places too. Polar plunge happens other places, but I remember it happening in our lake as well. We had this like duck pond field, and in the middle of winter, it got very cold there because we were in the North Carolina mountains, and people would jump in the pond. And I'm sure a polar bear challenge, yes, that's not just related to our school, but Yeah. Oh boy, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Real quick, for anybody who's watching, they want to find out more about what's going on this weekend. I'm going to put it in the chat as well, so you can click on it, go to the schedule yourself. And if you're not able to watch it this weekend and you say, hey, I've got $1, I want to go ahead and donate, $1 helps. It doesn't matter how big or how small. There's a truth that happens where there's going to be emergencies that families are going to have to deal with, and you can make a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, emergencies are never planned. And so, yeah. And I mean, if parents don't have to worry about the issues of the finances in certain points, it makes it so that way they can focus on the kid and still be a parent. That is a very hard thing. We've had emergency visits where we've had to take our kid for his severe asthma and allergies and stuff. And so my thought is, oh my gosh, if I had done something like this, that stress wouldn't be as crazy. But yeah, one chip challenge. Yeah. No. Sour Patch, like sour things.
I would do sour. Yeah. Okay. And I'm seeing here now, how many chicken sandwiches would I eat for charity?
Oh, wow.
As many. I would eat a bunch.
I was going to say,
I would eat a lot of chicken sandwiches.
Which chicken sandwich? Popeyes? I have not had Popeyes.
It's so good. I was like, I don't ever need to eat Chick-fil-A again because now there's a Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's so good.
Well, last time I was in the LA area, there was a place. It was next door to Chick-fil-A, and I guess they basically make almost the exact same sandwich as a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Oh. And I'm trying to remember what it was called. But I guess they're open on Sundays because people would actually go to Chick-fil-A on Sunday because, of course, they're not open on Sunday, and instead go there. And now they've got business because of it. But yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot about the Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
It's good. I understand why people were like lined up down the block trying to get them when they first came out. I like it a lot. Yeah,
I mean, we don't have a Popeyes in the area, and I've been wanting one, but I'm like, is it really worth stabbing somebody over? Is it that good?
No, well, it's not. Okay. Nothing's that good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Chad is now talking about things that I cannot have in my life anymore because I'm not in the South anymore. Bojangles, Cheerwine, y'all are making me.
Cheerwine.
It's my favorite Cheerwine. Oh, it's a Carolina thing. That's the jingle. I miss it.
You know what's so good is Cheerwine floats.
Yes. If y'all don't know, Cheerwine is like a cherry cola, and it's very cherry, and it's native to the North and South Carolina area. And it's my favorite soda, and I can get it here if I go to a specialty shop. But yeah.
It's all right, Julie. You donate as much as you want. I appreciate that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's like, I don't want to do anything ridiculous. Can I just give money? Yes, you can.
I just do it for fun. I mean, in truth, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what? Let's have some milestones. We'll do giveaways when we hit milestones. And then, you know what? I will do things that will just make people laugh and just make it good. Yeah, I mean, it's really what it's come down to. But, okay, so here's the question then.
Okay.
In-N-Out or Cookout?
Well, here's the thing with Cookout. You can get like a corn dog as a side. You can't do that at In-N-Out. You can go to a Cookout and be like, I will have a hamburger. And with that hamburger, can I please have a side of chicken nuggets and a corn dog? And this, it's like, And at In-N-Out, you get a burger and fries. Now, I will say In-N-Out is good, but it is not. There's always, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, there is a line at that drive-thru at any In-N-Out, and I don't understand it. It's not that good. It's good, but it's not that good. So
yeah, I see the beautiful and amazing Crystals in here. Also was on with us on Saturday, which was so much fun.
I love Five Guys. Yes, everyone in chat talking about Five Guys. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, I think now we have a Cookout here, so it's like, okay, I either go for the Cheerwine, go for the Cheerwine float with the quesadilla for the side and the bacon ranch wrap thing that they've got for a side. And then I go for the burger, was it A1 style with the grilled onions and the A1 sauce and yeah. Oh, it's so good.
It's been so long since I've been to a cookout since I moved to LA. So it's been like 11 years since I've been to a cookout.
If you ever come out this way, you're always welcome in our home, and we will take you out to cookout. Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm hungry now. Oh, yeah.
Cookouts drive-through is faster. I think at least ours is faster than a Chick-fil-A's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but they're like, all right, you need food, boom. But they have burgers on that grill constantly, and they're like, whoosh, they're getting it all ready. Yeah. So who wants Waffle House now? You know, I haven't wanted a Waffle.
Yeah, no thank you. I'll stay away from Waffle House. To me, is just like you can only eat there at like 2 a.m, and I am too old to stay up till 2 a.m. now. Yeah,
I think Waffle House was like college time. I just got done working at a little ice cream sock hop style place, and then we'd go to Waffle House and just like, I don't think I ever really ate anything in Waffle House. I think we just hung out there. Yeah, that's kind of.
So here's a question then.
Okay.
We're meant to be talking about board games, and here we are talking about food. So how does everyone feel about food while playing a board game? Are there things that you're like, I will not let this food be eaten while we're playing this game? Or people are like, I don't care, eat whatever?
See, now that's a good question. Like, my thing is, okay, have a paper towel nearby. My kids are kids. So it's hard for me to say, hey, no, you're not allowed to eat while we play a game. It's like, but the one thing we try to do is, okay, drinks. We try to have the game kind of set up towards the middle of the table, drinks off to the side. And then for like snacks and stuff, just have a paper towel to wipe off your fingers before you touch cards. It's kind of how it is. Now, we started playing Pandemic Legacy Season 0. And one of my kids accidentally knocked over a glass of water, and it like got all into the cards.
Whoops!
And I was like, oh crap. But we dried them off. Everything was good. It was just kind of like, well, that was interesting. But you know, it happens. I think when it comes to other people playing your games, you know, it all depends on how well they are accustomed to board games as well. Because the worst thing you could be doing is like telling people, nope, keep your food away from my game.
Yeah. I agree. I'm the same way. I will eat just about anything while I'm playing a game. I just try to be careful. Like have a napkin, or if it's really messy, use a fork, or I see chopsticks in chat. And like, yeah, have your drink in a place where it's like stable and not really close to everything. Just like take some precautions, but also enjoy life. Is how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason why we're around the table is the board games really bring us together. It's not, the board games are fun. I think that when all is said and done, the board games are amazing and it's a lot of fun. But the way that I really look at it from a standpoint of connection, it's really what it is. It's a way for people to connect and say, okay, you know, I don't know who the crap you are. I don't know who you are, where you're coming from, or anything like that. But you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have some fun. Yeah. And I'm going to get to know who you are a little bit through the way you play. And maybe that'll start up a conversation. Maybe that'll become a friendship. Maybe we'll play more games in the future. Yeah. You know what? So I don't want somebody to come to the table and say, well, I don't want to play with that jerk again. He was so picky about food on the table. So,
yeah. But I know there's some people who do have specific rules and, you know, if that's you in chat right now, that's fine. Yeah. But I'm probably going to eat French fries while I'm playing a game.
Oh my gosh, yes. French fries and a burger, maybe a slice of pizza. Yeah, I mean, yep. How can you not play Fort without pizza? I mean,
you have to. You have to have it.
It's all about pizza and friendship. Yeah, I mean, that's what we did. Cheese fries, yes. Chili fries, maybe not. But
that would be difficult. That would be, you do need to, you know, you want to think a little about. You make good fries, Chris?
Yeah, I blanch them. What I do is I blanch them in boiling water for about 10 minutes. I hand cut them, blanch them. Then right afterwards, I put them in a nice hot fryer, and then I let them cook for about 7 minutes or so. They get nice and crisp on the outside, soft on the inside, and then I just lightly season them with salt, and then I serve them. So they're nice and golden. They're not burnt, and they've got a nice little crunch as you bite into them. So,
that sounds good.
Yeah. I love French fries. Yeah. So, yeah,
my stomach just growled.
Well, this has definitely been enjoyable because I mean I know that we talk about board games and we talk about stuff, but the whole idea to this whole interview format has always been to just kind of be able to relax and just be able to enjoy the conversation and not, what's the word? Not make it feel like it's one of those. Yes, and this is the latest in the broadcast news. Back to you, Paula.
Thank you so much, Chris, for that lovely segue. Today in board gaming, we discovered that people don't like to get their games dirty.
No,
Use
that's
a napkin.
Correct. That's right. Thank you. Thanks, Paula. All right, folks, back to the weather. All right, it's going to snow. All right. Right over here. Okay. So, yeah. No, let's hear. Was it Rialti said it best? I think it says, we drink and eat a bit while playing, and if we decide to get pizza or something else because it's time to eat, we will try to eat it while playing, but we will end up not managing to play and eat at the same time. That is true. That food can sometimes get in the way of actually people taking their turns. Yes. That is the one point where I'll say, hey, like if it's a certain game where you really have to concentrate, try to eat before you set the table. That's another thing that you can do. Is like we have had cookouts here at the house. We'll put some burgers on the grill. We'll get some hot dogs going. We'll get some fries, some snacks, popcorn stuff, and we'll just kind of eat. And then afterwards, the table will be set. We'll just kind of sit around wherever, and we'll sit outside, and then we'll go inside, and we'll just kind of there's a couple tables set. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what we did one time. I think we had like a little board game cookout, and it's like, all right, we're gonna eat. And then we play, and then we have fun. So, yeah. Snow, what's that? Whatever, sass. Thanks.
Yeah, I haven't seen snow in a while.
It's okay. You don't want to see it. I am not a fan of snow, and I live in a mountain, basically. So, and then Kim says, finger foods only at the table. Okay.
Yeah. That does make it easy to eat while you're playing. Yes, Hornist has been where there is lots of snow right now. But I'm glad to see they have power, so that's good.
That is definitely a blessing. Yeah, a lot of people, I think there's about 55,000 still without power in Texas right now, which is just wild. Ooh, favorite food themed game. What's yours?
Well, the first one that immediately comes to mind is Truffle Shuffle. Because, chocolates and things. What about a game, like Chai, where the ingredient tokens look like starbursts, and so that's technically food themed tea, even though it's not about candy. It makes me want to eat candy.
For me, it has to be Point Salad. I love that game. Justin, friend of mine, he taught me the game. I think it was at Unplugged, and so we just played it, and it was a quick 2-player game, and I loved it. And it's just simple. It's simple. It's quick. It's a filler, and I can just quickly go ahead and do that. So, yeah, Justin's actually in here saying, Unplugged. So, yeah, it was so good. Julie's heading out. No, Julie.
Hi, Julie. It was so nice to virtually see you.
Kim saying Sushi Go.
Ooh, that's a good one. I really like the Sushi Go dice game. That one's really good. Remember, Truffle Shuffle does not contain real chocolate truffles. You'd say that to my copy of the game. I opened that box up, and there were chocolate in it.
Huh.
This is about a Things Get Dicey sketch I did.
A sushi roll. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yes. That's the dice version of it, of course. Sushi roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's, it's nice to be able to just have this time to talk, but yeah, I'm hungry now. So.
I know. I legitimately am. I was thinking I would have a healthy dinner, but now I'm like, should I order burgers? Probably.
I mean,
probably yes.
Yeah, I mean, Uber Eats has been the big thing around here, but which has been good. I mean, seriously, it's like tonight we cooked. It was a little different, but we of course had French fries, and we did chuck roast. But we pan seared it first. So we took a cast iron skillet, took the chuck roast, crusted it in salt and pepper. Then we seared it, stuck it in the oven at 500 degrees, let it cook on both sides, took it out, let it set for a little bit with foil on top. So it got that nice crusting on the top and the bottom, sliced it thin, and then had that with some fries. So
yum! Oh my gosh. When I come out there, you're going to have to cook for me because you've convinced me now. This is...
And I will also make for you a coffee milkshake that we call the caffeinated cobalt shake.
Ooh, yep, I'm there.
It's
Get
an
this pandemic
blend
out of the way. I'm there.
All right. If you're okay with Frangelico, like a little hazelnut liqueur,
let's do it. So, let's do it.
Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because if we keep talking about food, I feel like I'm going to starve Paula to death. So
that'll be normal for stream for me. I'm always hungry on stream. It never fails. Even when I eat right before.
I always have a drink nearby me, and by the time we get done with any interview, it's empty, and then I go on to do the playthrough, and I have nothing, and everybody starts typing hydrate, and I'm like,
I'm out of hydration.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's always an joy to just interact with you, and it's been a lot of fun to do this. You know what, Conrad, if I'm able to, when this COVID happens and goes away and everybody's, look, hydrate. I do have a little bit of this one.
Mullet. Enjoy your macas.
Yep. But yeah, no, seriously, Conrad, you're always welcome up here. I've said that to you before. You're welcome to come up here and I will fix you dinner. And I will be glad to come down there at some point because why not? You're just an amazing person. And I would be glad to cook for you as well. So, but yeah. Oh, look at this. What are gherkins? Like
little pickles.
Really?
Gherkins are like a sweet pickle, right? A little sweet pickle, almost like a cornichon, but not. I think, like a sweet gherkin. It's a little pickle. Though we call pickles, most Americans would, if a pickled cucumber is what we just call that pickles. But I think in Britain, where Ross is, a pickle doesn't necessarily mean a pickled cucumber. They have pickled a lot of other things. So there's a terminology difference there, I think. I feel like that's a thing I just learned. Ross will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong.
Well, that would be enjoyable to just learn that because, I like learning. So why not? So Ross, next live stream, if you could just pickled onions, pickled beetroot, pickled gherkins.
Yeah, pickled Mars bars. Get out of here, Chad MB.
That sounds, now I'm going to look up gherkins once I get done here, and I'm going to try to find out. So, yeah, few foods that rhymes with merkin. Okay, cool.
True.
Very cool. Well, folks, thank you for joining us. Tune in, of course, this weekend. Get excited for Givers and Gamers. It's an event that's starting tomorrow night. It's going to go all the way throughout Sunday. It's all for charity for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Bluegrass, which is in Lexington, Kentucky. Make it a point if you want to. I put that link in the chat earlier where you can go ahead and donate and actually go to the schedule. I'll pop it in one more time for everybody, just in case you did not get to it. And I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick one more time into the interweb thingamabobber. And
I dropped the link specifically for the Twitch channel where I'll be Saturday playing D&D, so you can see that there as well.
Oh, it didn't. I don't think it showed. Here, type it in the private chat real quick, and I will actually. You know what? It's Kentucky Fried Dice's channel, so let me copy it. It's only because I think I have the link blocker thing. Yep. Because for some reason, if you want to get more supporters and followers, go ahead and click on this link.
Right.
Now.
I have, Yeah. There. Thank you for that. Yes. I think also you can click on Kentucky Fried Dice, and then you can click again, and it'll take you there. So give them a follow. Hang out.
Give them a follow right now.
Watching Chris on Saturday.
Yeah.
All over.
But we will see you all later. Folks, have a great night. I'm going to click us out. And remember, if we can gather at the table, we can do the same for a good cause. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Greenbrier Games. Be on the lookout for Lost One.